Hi. Y'all ready for some patch notes? 9.0.3 contains the highly anticipated balance adjustments for the Arcanist, along with additional bug fixes for the class and other abilities and item sets, including the issue where some monsters could not be attacked. Other fixes for polishing quests and content, 419 megabytes. Oh, that's pretty big. Known issues. Item sets and passives that activate when consuming a potion do not currently activate when consuming crafted potions. That's not good. That's how did that break? All right. Get your crown potions going, pay to win. Okay, well, hopefully that's fixed before live. At least they know about it. That's good. Bonuses that increase damage done to monsters do not currently work with proc-based damage. This is not a bug and is default behavior since their introduction to the game, but we will be monitoring this and may reevaluate this interaction. Yeah, I did know that was a thing. The weird part, though, is that like Minor Slayer and Major Slayer does work with procs. And so there's always been this weird thing with those. Like, that increases all of your damage. But stuff like Basai or some of the newer stuff they've introduced that say monsters, they don't work. So it's not... To me, it's not really a problem that it does or it doesn't. It's just that it's inconsistent. Like, just make it work the same way for all of that, so it's not confusing. And personally, I think it should work for proc-based damage and all of your damage, because it says your damage done. So, like, I don't know. It's just kind of silly. Anyways... Action duration timers can be reset erroneously by secondary effects. Okay, so that's a known issue. I think Akastanza, it's fine, but I think they should all work that way then. Because they all read very similarly. And so unless you just know that it works differently, there's no way to know. So I'm not a fan of stuff like that. Remedy Cascade does not currently trigger the Healing Mage item set. Apocryphal Gate can be used to bypass some mechanics or push your character into locations where they should normally not be able to reach. Shocking that this is a thing. Pie with the 20 months. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Resonating Glyphic can become untargetable in Trials and Dungeons. Major Expedition applied by Fleet-Footed Gate. It's not currently scaled with ability rank. Alright. So I think the main ones here are these two, really. Especially the first one. Like, that needs to be fixed before live for sure. This one, I think they should just clean it up. Make the bonuses work the same. Just include proc-based damage. Like, it's not like it's gonna hurt PvP because it's damage done to monsters. I don't know. Anyways, we'll keep going. Fixed an issue that caused monsters or interactable objects to enter a state where they cannot be attacked or interacted with. Fixed an issue where some abilities, such as Stampede or Rune Mend, could cause health desyncs. Alright. Arcanist updated the tooltips for several Arcanist abilities that have dynamic cost scaling to specify if they scale off your highest or lowest max resource. Yeah, I think the tooltips were already there, but it was very easy to overlook it. I think the way it was presented on the tooltips was... It seemed like it was kind of like large and a good spot to read, but it's not it wasn't in a spot that players normally look for key information about their skills. So I think a lot of people just looked right past it. So hopefully that's a little more intuitive now. All right. Abyssal Impact. The Cephaliarch's Flail updated this ability to heal your character upon casting. Cephaliarch's Flare has been lacking a bit in power, and we wanted to make the morph choice between it and Tentacular Dread more distinct. With the additional heal, we're also hitting some of the feedback on how the class is lacking self-healing options. Okay, I guess we'll have to see how much the heal is for, but for group play, it sounds pretty like a pretty useless addition to that. Tentacular Dread increased the base damage by 20% per crux spent. Its ability no longer increases the immobilize duration per crux spent. Seen a lot of feedback on how the Arcanist is lacking big bursty damage, and while the class was intentionally designed that way, we made an adjustment to this ability to support some extra burst. Okay. 20% per 20% per crux spent, so 60% total. Hold on, let me get my thing open. I will have this updated by the time update 38 goes out. This is not a live thing at the moment, so there could be some mistakes in here. So Cephaliarch now will heal, but it also deals execute damage. And then Tentacular will be having a special 3 crux condition where it deals 60% more damage. Oops. So 3,200. Oh, that's going to hit really hard with 3 crux. But it spins your crux. So yeah, that's going to take some testing for sure. Because the big issue is Cephaliarch will build your crux, whereas this one spins it, and you want it built up for your beam, unless there are some more adjustments here, which we might go to. Looks like a good no beam option. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, because that'll hit pretty good. So you build with your rune blades and spin with that maybe for a no beam build. Let's see. Okay, we already read that. Love for there to be a beamless option. Yeah, I think a lot of people would. How does it compare to stacked whip? Let's see. So 3203 stacked up. DK's whip would be times 1.6, 4137 stacked up. So it's not going to be what a whip. Oh, I have it over here already. It's not going to be what a whip would hit for, but it is AoE. It's not single target. So that probably makes sense that it wouldn't hit as hard. Yeah, I mean, this will need some testing. So maybe Cephaliarch if you're beaming, and Tentacular if you're not. I don't know. Yeah, we'll definitely have to test this because I can't quite. I don't know. I don't know the class deep enough at this point to really make a determination just based off of this. But I mean, I think it's a buff and it's a buff. So it can't be worse than it was, right? Like, you know, it's can't be worse. So yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to Fate Carver, I guess. But nice, I mean, nice buffs for this ability. Reduce the cost of this ability. Nice. Oh, that's a big cost reduction. Okay. Cool. Pragmatic Fate Carver. This ability now grants a damage shield while channeling. Note that you will be immune to interrupts while this damage shield holds. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So this is the morph that only goes for the base duration. So the other morph, Exhausting Fate Carver, gets an extra second added, which is pretty nice, but that's pretty cool too. This is definitely the solo morph, it seems like. I think Exhausting will still probably, just like initial thoughts, Exhausting will probably still be the group play morph, since you'll get a little more damage out of it with the extended length. But I mean, even for group play, if you want to play a little bit safer, this would probably be nice. And then especially for solo, be big for PvP. Yeah, this looks good. I like this a lot. I like both of these changes to Arcanist so far. I think they are definitely steps in the right direction for sure. Okay, so that's it with. Let's see what their comment says. Fate Carver has gotten a lot of feedback over the past few PTS patches. In particular, how it is difficult to use in a solo or PvP environment. To combat these difficulties, we've decided to take Pragmatic Fate Carver, give it some defensive tools, including a new unique effect in Interrupt Immunity. Sorry guys, this cat sheds like crazy. My nose is my nose is itching here. It ain't the booger sugar, I promise. All right. Fated Fortune updated the terminology used in this tooltip. Okay, so they didn't change how it works. Yeah, I didn't like how this really required very specific ways to play the class to make use of this passive. Why do stam abilities cost less? Because of rolls and yeah. So because it's a core like stat that you use for your other functions like blocking, rolling, and all that, bashing. But Magicka does have Magicka Steel, and there's no Stamina Steel. So the idea is that overall they would kind of even out. But yeah, that's why they cost less. Yeah, I still would like them to look at Fated Fortune a little more, maybe. Allergies are kill. Yeah, it might be some of that too, for sure. Psychic Legion updated this passive ability to grant increased status effect chance up to 75% at rank 2. We recognize this passive has felt on the weaker side, so we added and increased the status effect chance to keep with the feeling that Arcanist has a greater knowledge of the elements than other classes. Oh, is this on top of the damage? They didn't get rid of the damage. They just added the chance on top of it. That's pretty nice. Yeah, because the 15 on first glance, the 15% status effect damage looked kind of good. And then once you actually got into the class and you played, especially with like how long the beam lasts and you're not light attacking during that period, it became pretty apparent that you weren't really dealing as much status effect damage on the Arcanist as you would on other classes because of that. So the 15% seemed really low after practice. But yeah, this is pretty nice. A little bit extra chance there to proc the status effects. I mean, I still think it's not the greatest passive, but it's definitely better than it was. Yeah, it's still the issue is though you're not really proccing a ton of status effects. But maybe you'll get them up a little bit more now with this, and since they are increased in damage, it'll kind of push them up to that range that a normal class would have from their status effects, even though you're not constantly light attack weaving like other classes are. So yeah, we'll see where that ends up. Imperfect Ring. The cost of this ability will now be based off your lowest max resource. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. One issue that Magic classes really run into a lot now is that there's a lot more abilities you end up casting usually, aside from like the weapon stuff that they cost Magicka. So Magicka tends to have a lot harder time sustaining than Stamina does, because Stamina has all those Magicka abilities to kind of balance things out. So this is good, yeah. So no change here for Stamina classes because, or Stamina, if you're speccing into Stamina, because it already cost Magicka before. And yeah, just a buff for Magicka to have that cost Stamina. Precise instead of charge on the offhand now for Arcanist? Yeah, maybe. That might be the play. That might be the play. What are you yelling about? Come on. Abby's yelling at me. 1 second. Say hello. Hello. This is Abby. She's yelling about the patch notes. She already read them in the other room, and she said she does not like them. So we'll see. We'll see what she was angry about. Cat spoilers. Hey Bishi, how's it going? Yeah, sorry I'm not like super keeping up with chat. I typically when I read through these, I miss a little bit going on in chat just for the sake of being able to get through them. But oh, she's gone. See ya, Abby. All right, but yeah, this is a really good change to the Imperfect Ring. I'm glad they did this. Very glad they did this. Phoenix with the gifted sub to Ziggy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All these cats are so chill. Yeah, my cats are super chill. All right, Unblinking Eye. This is their DPS ultimate. Reduce the cost to 175 from 200. Fixed an issue where the ability effects could disappear early. The Watcher will now be summoned above your target to aid in combat visibility instead of over your own character. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It was It was very hard to see what was going on when this thing was out, because it was just like right in your line of sight. So yeah, nice. And it's a little bit cheaper too. This is a good ultimate. It was already pretty solid, like and the lower cost, I think, just kind of solidifies that. Visual clutter was too much. Yeah, exactly. When am I going to go over the cat patch notes? Oh, we'll get there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right, Soldier of Apocrypha. Good change though. All these are pretty good. Honestly, everything here I'm really liking except Fated Fortune. I guess we'll have to look at what they updated that to. But I didn't really like the way that this passive worked. It really kind of forces you to like very consistently play into the spin, dump, spin, dump, spin, dump system. And for players that didn't want to do that, you pretty much just lose out on a ton of damage. So I'm not a huge fan of that one. But we'll read through it again. Aegis of the Unseen updated the tooltip to specify the bonus only applies while a beneficial Soldier of Apocrypha ability is active. Only while a beneficial one is active. Are there detrimental abilities? There's probably something I'm just not thinking of here from that line. You mean the core class mechanic? Yeah, but at the same time, like other classes, their passives tend to come a lot more passively. Or just like, hey, slot an ability from this line and you get this. Or you know, it's very active for a passive compared to normal passives. Talking about Fated Fortune again. It's very, very active for a passive. So, anyways, Gibbering Shield, Gibbering Shelter fixed an issue where the ally shield from Gibbering Shelter did not count as a Soldier of Apocrypha ability. Runic Jolt increased the range to 22 meters from 15. Okay, so this is the taunt. They just upped it to the normal ranged taunt range. That's good. I didn't... When I originally saw this on the preview server, it was 10 meters. And then they buffed it up to 15. And I was still just like, why is this... why is this shorter? Just make it like a normal ranged ability. But yeah, this... good. That is good. All right. Rune of Uncanny Adoration. Remove the snare on charmed targets. Okay, yeah. The snare was removed from the ability to allow your newfound adoring fans to get to you even faster than before. They won't be jumping off ledges to greet you, but they will still be leashed by your silver tongue. Yeah, I thought this was really weird. This morph. It charmed your targets to walk towards you, but then it also snared them. That was in my initial like round of feedback. I was like, well, if you want them to come towards you, why are you also snaring them? That doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's probably a good change. I mean, most of this is pretty good. Nothing is like really changing that much about the class other than maybe the tentacle stuff and the damage shield on Fate Carver. Everything else is pretty minor. Apocryphal Gate. Fix an issue where this ability and morphs would not break stealth or invisibility. Chakram shields. Title Chakram. This morph no longer reduces the cost per crux spent. Instead, it grants a heal over time while the damage shield holds based on the shield's remaining strength and per crux spent. The original crux spending effect on this morph wasn't impactful enough compared to other crux spenders, so we've redesigned it to grant a powerful heal over time that makes the crux investment more worthwhile and gives the class some additional measures of sustained healing. Yeah, this is good. I mean, for like four-person groups, for like four-person content, but it's still going to be kind of weird in... I don't really see it being used in trials. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm definitely not a healer. So, but it seems like you'd still have to spam it way too much for it to be used in trials. Like, it's going to take too many GCDs. All right, Remedy Cascade. This is the Healing Beam. Fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs were not considered healing abilities for most procs and passive effects. Increase the width of this ability and its morphs to 4 meters from 3. Oh, that's nice. No width increase on damage beam. All right, fine. We buffed the radius to help maintain its identity as a skill shot heal while also addressing concerns around its healing uptime on particularly mobile allies. Okay. Cascading Fortune. Fix an issue where this morph could not be interrupted. All right, this all looks fine. Rune Mend. This is their standard heal in their kit. Fix an issue where the first heal from this ability and its morphs was not considered a single target heal. Fixed a rare issue where this ability and its morphs could cause health desyncs. Yeah, I saw that a lot early in the PTS. I haven't really seen it as much, but maybe there's still something there. All right, Vitalizing Glyphic. The weapon and spell damage granted by this ability and its morphs can now affect up to 12 targets. Note that the healing still only affects up to 6 targets. Okay, cool. Wait, did they just buff the healing one and leave? Wait. Hold up. Let me read this again. The weapon and spell damage granted by this ability and its morphs can now affect up to 12 targets. Note the healing over time still only affects up to 6 targets. Okay. Glyphic of the Tides morph. This morph now grants major protection to up to 12 targets once the glyphic reaches full health. So why would you use the other morph? Let me read this. Maybe it talks about it. We increased the maximum targets of this ultimate's effect to make it a more viable choice compared to other group utility ultimates such as Warhorn. We are also addressing the feedback of Resonating Glyphic being the stronger morph choice due to the ratio of healers and damage dealers in group activities. I mean, usually isn't this thing healed up like super quick? It's easier to get the max spell damage from the one you kill. Well, Horn is better, but in organized group play, you have people using non-Horn abilities in order to extend with sets like Sax and stuff, so... Yeah, I don't know. If you're going to get major protection from this, then I don't really see a point in the other morph. I mean, does it really take that long to heal up? I always thought it just healed up like super quick. All right. I don't know. Think it takes a little effort where the damage one always goes down fast? Maybe. I mean, I guess. I figure you just drop it in your heals and it would heal up, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a healer, so, you know. Okay, I mean, cool though. Major protection. I'll take some major protection along with healing, along with damage. That sounds pretty OP. Not going to say no. I just don't know if I see the other morph really. I mean, I guess it just depends. Like if what y'all are saying is true and you don't need major protection, and you can get the damaged one, the damage from it a lot quicker, and it, I don't know. I feel like you should maybe just adjust where you're placing it to place it in your heals, and it would go up really fast too, but I don't know. Anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to Dragonknight. But overall, I think Arcanist, there's some pretty good stuff here. Not really a whole lot I'm unhappy with. Might have something to do with the healing target cast. Oh, Jimmy, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So if you have like everybody stacked up and you have the glyphic in there too, it's like, yeah, I could see that. It's not always getting prioritized with the heal. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. So pretty much it feels like if you want the extra mitigation, maybe you go with this. If you don't care about this, it's pretty nice though. Major protection's pretty good, but it will have a pretty low uptime. But you know, if the other morph is just like instantly the 200 weapon and spell damage, then I guess that's fair. Maybe I might have just misjudged this morph and like how quickly you could get it healed up. I thought 70% to 100% would go like incredibly fast, but yeah. Anyways, Dragonknight, Dark Talons. Oh, please. Please. The damage over time from this morph will now always apply to the target rather than only when they do not already have the dot active. Oh, so they reverted week 1. Thank God. Thank God. Reduce the No! Reduce the damage by approximately 27%, but increase the duration to 5 seconds up from 4. Oh, okay, so you get an extra tick. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. The first part scared me. Oh. No, this is not bad, because all right, I mean, we can look at it in here and see how much of a nerf it is. Let's see. It's a nerf to Talon spam? How? Oh, yeah, because each tick is lower. Yeah, agreed. It is a little nerf if you're spamming it. Okay, so we have 4016. So this is now, it's only reduce the damage over time by 27%. Okay. So the actual upfront hit is still the same. So that's minus 1900 times 0.27. Okay, so this is what it would be. So it's 4016 is what we're starting with here. If it didn't extend, it would go down to 3359, but you get an extra tick now. So this is now divided by 4. Wait, one less of those. Wait. Divided by 4 times 5. Oh crap, what have I done? There we go. Okay, so it's a small nerf. It goes from 4016. Oh wait, no, I forgot to update this. 5 seconds. 228 for that. Yeah, it's a bit of a nerf to it. It's a bit of a nerf, but it's not. It's still going to be really good. And yeah, this number here accounts for the extra whips based on how long it lasts. So the adjusted DPS went down a fair bit, though. It went down a fair bit. From 358 to 228. Yeah, I mean, so that's gonna put it. It's still gonna be like right in here. It's still going to be really high up on the list, but deep breath is actually going to be better now, as far as like if you're choosing one or the other. If you're choosing one or the other to use, deep breath should be a little bit better, I think. Don't quote me on this. These are I need to sit down with it and like actually figure it up, but I think deep breath is slightly better now. It's still a really good skill, and it's still one of the best DK skills to use. It's just not quite where it was. Plain and Pretty, thank you very much for the 6 months. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Spreadsheets are nice. The update 37 one is, yes, in my Discord. I have it linked in like the key documents page, whatever it's called. I forget the exact name, but yeah, it's in the Discord. The update 38 one is not yet because I haven't actually finished that one up. All right, Templar, Dawn's Wrath, Backlash, this ability and its morphs now need 60% less total damage to reach their final values. Hey, PvP buff right here. We're lowering the amount of damage needed for these abilities to reach their big boom numbers, as they needed values that were essentially impossible to achieve in PvP to get their maximum power. The damage required will still be challenging to reach in PvP environments. Okay, so 60% less total damage needed, and it's still challenging to reach in PvP environments. Holy cow. So how was it in its original form? Like, how was... Anyways, the damage required will still be challenging to reach in PvP environments, and in most cases where opponents are taking countermeasures to deny or mitigate the applier's pressure, the damage will still not reach the maximum amount. We are doing this intentionally so Templars retain a weakness in some capacity. We'll continue to monitor the value and adjust accordingly if necessary after we get more data from live servers, how this change interacts with the other buffs the class received in this update. That's going to be nice for PvP Templars. No change in PvE. You always hit the max amount in PvE. It's just like a given. It's really, really easy to hit the max in PvE. So not a PvE buff, but definitely a PvP buff. And then Dragonknights with a little bit of a nerf to Talons, but that's all right. It looks like they did the same exact thing to Acid Spray as well. So the damage over time will now always apply rather than only when they do not have the dot active. Reduce the damage over time by 27%, but increase the duration to 5 seconds. I think this is fine. It's a little bit easier to keep up with 5 seconds instead of 4 on these. You do lose a bit of damage, but you get an extra tick from it. So in situations where you are using it not as a spam, but as a full length dot, they're still very, very good. They did lose some of their spam power, though. Actually, Acid Spray, though, that's kind of nice that it works like Talons did now, though, where it refreshes every time you cast it. So that's a really good change there. Yeah, I think this is all fine so far. It's not the end of the world for DKs. Like, it's not the end of the world for DKs. Burning Talons is still good. I do wonder if we'll see a little bit more Deep Breath now, though. Yeah, I'll have to crunch the numbers a little more on that. But that's it for those. Let's keep going. Companions. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm good on all that. I don't know anything about what this is talking about. All right, itemization and item sets. Esoteric Environment Greaves. The set now only reduces the damage taken from direct What a terrible change. What an absolutely terrible change. This set now only activates when you are above 50% stamina from 33. Reduce the stamina drained when taking direct damage to 968. Decrease the cooldown of the stamina loss. So it can trigger more often now. It can trigger more often, but slightly less per hit. Only up when you're above half stam. I mean, like the whole thing I saw this being good for is to help with some of these really stupid overpowered dots that have been put in the latest trials, and to like actually give tanks a chance that aren't like your super high-end top tier tanks, like that have also with them the super high-end top tier healers, like that it takes to get through some of this stupid crap. And I was like, awesome, Zos, you put out an item that's gonna, you know, you have to watch your stamina, but this is really gonna help offset some of these stupid levels that they've tuned this content to as far as damage. And now this, I mean, who cares about, like, the direct damage is rarely the issue. Yeah, I agree. Cenex said make it dot only and no direct damage. Yeah, that would be awesome too. This is not a good change. This is really bad. This is a really bad change to this set. My disappointment is immeasurable. My day has been ruined. Musy, thank you very much for the 5 months. You just made the day a little better. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I hope everyone is having a great day.
I hope everyone is having a great day. Well, we were having a great day. This was all real nice until we got here. Let's just let's see what they got to say about it. This set was aimed at offering a form of damage reduction that operates like block, so we've reined in the effectiveness and behavior to more closely mirror it. But we have block. We already have block. This should make the set much easier to engage with and simpler to understand, while also ensuring it cannot allow wearers to become nearly as godlike as they could be before. This should also make the set better against singular or low hit count attackers, but weaker against multiple or high hit count attackers. This seems like it's just all PvP related. Just, I mean, if that's the case, just reduces your damage taken from monsters by X%. Like, throw in the monsters tag, I guess. Like, I mean, I'm so tired. Like, it's just so draining to constantly see this happen because of either PvE, something in that's nice for PvP gets messed up for PvE, or if it's the opposite way, like that's whatever. It's awful. It's an awful change. I don't see what this is good for now. All right. Velothi, Urmage's Amulet. Reduce the amount of penetration this set grants to 1650. How? How? How do we start with this as the idea for the mythic and end up with the these are actually like minor force is 10%, but you already get that. You already get minor force. So really this is a goose egg now. This is a goose egg. Oh, you don't need to slap barb trap? Okay, let's just give up our, like one of the best dots in the game. Let's just I mean, true, you don't have to. And for AoE, you pre-buff channel acceleration or race against time. So a goose egg. This will be... Here's the thing with this. Here's the thing with this. As always, oh my God, why do they always do this crap? Who's this gonna hurt? Is this gonna have any effect on the top end groups? Not a bit. Not one bit. Because guess what? This right here, they put someone in Alkosh. This right here, there you go. Top end groups are in no different situation than before. It's only the less optimized, the groups that would have really, really benefited and gained an edge from this. That's who they came after. And this will have zero effect on the high end groups. Zero. But I want to see what they have to say. After getting more numbers and feedback on this set, we've noticed a lot of the power this set was enabling was outside of its intended power, where we wanted to ensure players gained a solid amount of damage to mitigate the losses of not weaving perfectly, while not overtaking those types of builds. From what we've seen, this set was doing that and will continue to do so after the changes, while reining in a lot of the power and potential to use the set as an easy win for AoE encounters, where light attacks and non-lightning staff heavy attacks already see a fall off in damage production. This keeps the set meaningful to use for its targeted goals without making it the best option for many situations it wasn't designed around. Yeah, for AoE, it'll still be very nice. Yep. Cool. Great. It's like every time I think they're doing something that is actually like going to be a great boon for the players, turns out it was just an accident. Like every time I think they're like really trying to throw the players a bone and like actually help groups out, turns out it was an accident and they didn't actually want that. It's such I'm so tired of covering stuff like this. Like, you know how much I would love to go into a patch just like so excited and like happy about everything they're doing? You know, like I would absolutely love to do that. And they just always find a way to tear that down. It's like every time they figure out a way to make sure that doesn't happen. It's like everything's rolling, everything's looking good, everyone's excited, we're all pumped up, we're like, man, this is looking to be a good patch. Nope. Zoss is like, no, we can't have that. We cannot have that. Every damn time.
You being happy? Absolutely not allowed.
All right. Test of resolve. Is set now procs when you take damage under 50%, up from 35%. Reduce the cooldown to 45 seconds. Yeah, whatever. Transformative Hope. This set now activates when healing a target under 50%. Whatever. No one's going to use them. Sets suck. No one's going to use them. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's about it probably, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, YouTube, thank you for watching. We'll be in touch shortly. Bye.